Welcome and thanks for joining us here on the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Deb Gillard, your host of the program. Today is Monday, March 26th, and we're going to ride a little weather roller coaster here this week. At least that's the way it sounds. Is it winter? Is it summer? Is it spring? Just take your guess. Wake up day to day and figure it out, I guess, for the day. But we certainly are in kind of an interesting weather pattern here for this spring. And it did officially turn spring last week, and we hope you had a great weekend. And we're very glad you're with us here on the Owatonna Today Show, whether it be on cable channel 8, Charter TV in the Owatonna area, or whether it is out on the internet. And of course, we've got a Facebook page now, so head there and like us. And you can also find us, of course, through Google, which will get you to Blip TV, and we're on YouTube, and we're all over the place. You can't help but find the Owatonna Today Show or direct somebody else to find us there, too. We've got a very good show coming up for you today and a very good week, but today we'll start off with Superintendent Tom Tapper is joining us, and we're going to be getting an update from our school district, specifically talking about some budget cuts and what that means to us here in the area. Dave Effertz joins us from show supporter TPS Insurance later on in the program. So we'll take this break for our supporters and we'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Hello, I'm Shawn McNulty with the Sterling House Assisted Living, a part of Brookdale Senior Living. Our mission is to enrich the lives of those we serve with compassion, respect, excellence, and integrity. We are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Giltfett of Horizon Eye Care Professionals, eye care you can trust. We're proud supporters of Owatonna Today.
Hi, I'm Glenn Mager.
And I'm Tim Thomas of the Brick Mager Funeral Home, and we're proud to serve the Medford and Owatonna areas with cremation and traditional funeral services.
And we're proud to be a part of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back. Thanks again for joining us on this Monday, March 26th, and we welcome in studio Superintendent Tom Tapper. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning.
Good. It's always a pleasure to have you here and let us know what's happening in the school district.
It's fun to be here.
Oh, thank you.
Usually.
We tried it, but yeah, well, as long as I don't ask those really digging and burning questions or anything like that. But I mentioned we were going to kind of go over some of the budget cuts and how they're going to relate to the school and what we may see or hear. We may have students in the school and we may not, but we certainly hear about things out in the community. So what are some of the things that we are facing here in 2012?
Well, first of all, I want to correct you. We will have students in school.
We will have students.
I'm not exactly sure what you meant by that, but
those people who may not have a student in school. How's that?
Okay. Well, you know, we're facing some difficult economic times.
Yes.
Public education in general, and Owatonna is not any different. Schools across the state and across the nation have faced reductions. We've been very fortunate. Over the last 5 years, we've been basically able to hold our own and you know, avoid some of the reductions other schools have had to make. But you know, at a certain point in time, we've been very mindful of our budget, of our fund balance. We've tried to manage that in such a way so that we can be prepared for a rainy day. And just as the weather is today, the rain has kind of come, and it's created some challenges for us. We've had a series of meetings, of course, as you well know, and looked at the possibility of, it's not the possibility, it's we are going to need to reduce programs and services. And are now facing that difficult task, you know, so who gets impacted and how's that going to work? You know, the unfortunate thing is that, you know, virtually everybody in the school, I mean, what we do is what our community has wanted us to do, is what parents want us to do. Sure. And so anytime we look at a reduction, somebody's going to get impacted. And the unfortunate thing is all too often, and that happened just a little bit at the last board meeting, is that you know, people have their own feeling of what's important, and you know, the kind of my child, and you know, I heard a lot about This Is Owatonna and so forth related to music, and you know, and I understand that, and I get that, and I know our board does too. But you know, everybody needs to recognize that there are multiple needs, and you know, we talk about music a lot, and you know, we've got a great music program. But we've got a lot of our students that don't participate in music, and you know, so
in other things.
We really can't, you know, hold any area harmless in this process. So it's difficult. It's no fun, but it's not something that you know, other schools aren't having to do and haven't done, and it's something that we're going to do this year, and there's a strong possibility that we'll have to do it for the next year or two. until the budget situation squares itself around. You know, and for the last 6 years, we've received no increases from the state. We've been helped over the last couple of years by some special funding from the federal government, specifically intended to offset and recognize that states aren't providing the funding that they have been historically. When you get a 0% increase and recognize that the cost of living, whether it's the fuel that we pay for our buses or to heat the classrooms, to buy the textbooks increases, you know, something has got to give. So that's the unfortunate situation that we're in, and you know, as we move forward, we're going to do the best we can to maintain a quality educational program, but recognize that we have to do it within certain parameters and limitations.
I know no decisions have been made yet, obviously. As you said, you've been having meetings, and there are many more discussions yet to follow, but and you did mention the music program. Are there others that have kind of risen to the very top of at least the most discussion? Not saying that they will be impacted, but that are really kind of the hot buttons out there?
Well, you know, it has, in that, you know, both music and our gifted and talented program, these are programs that have been identified, in a sense, in the early rounds, and the reason for that is because they're district-wide, they're K-12 programs.
All right.
But we know that we're going to need to reduce approximately 4 or 5 staff in the secondary. That'll be programs, and so, you know, we'll have fewer class options and electives for students. In the elementary schools, you know, that's a little bit more generic because, you know, when you say, in which we are, we recognize that probably 2 positions out of the elementary will need to be reduced. That will all be driven by our student enrollment, and you know, just you know, where the increases are, where the decreases are by grade, and in essence by neighborhood. You know, we do have what's considered to be neighborhood schools, but the reality is that over the last 5 or 6 years, in order to balance class sizes across the district, we kind of have the last ones in or the first ones out kind of a proposition, and that new students moving in, new families moving in, are not necessarily guaranteed that they would attend their neighborhood schools. We wait until August to see exactly where the enrollments are. It'd be great if every 4th grader that moved out was replaced by a 4th grader moving in the same neighborhood, but that's not how it works.
How it happens now.
And so we need to do everything we can to try to balance those class sizes, and so every year we probably have about 30 students that are in a school different than their neighborhood school. One of the things I would like to mention, however, is that we are moving forward, and we've got great enthusiasm for our STEM initiative and our K-8 programs. I know that the staff and the leadership that have been involved in that are excited about the response. McKinley next year will be our STEM designated school. We gave parents an opportunity to come and listen to a presentation. McKinley students and parents who are not interested in maybe being a part of a STEM program will have an opportunity to opt out, and we'll transport them to another school. But parents whose students don't live in the McKinley area have an opportunity to opt in. And the numbers that we saw just last week, we have over 50 parents that are interested, not in the McKinley area, are interested in having their students participate in that program. And so we're going to do everything we can to try to accommodate that. At the same time, we have, I think, less than a dozen parents and students that want out. So it's quite popular.
Balance there too.
Our 6th grade program, if I could just finish in that line, our 6th grade parents, we have almost half of our parents indicating an interest in the STEM program at Willow Creek next year.
Coming into Willow Creek.
Coming into Willow Creek. So we feel as though this initiative is an extraordinarily popular one. It's what we tried to do in providing options and alternatives for our parents. So we've got, even in the midst of some difficult times, we've got some very good things going on.
To back that up just a little bit, and because you're so familiar with it, when you say the STEM program, and I of course am too, but for our viewers who may not be familiar with what that stands for, can you kind of put that in a nutshell for us?
Yeah, science, technology, engineering, and math. But the important thing is that, you know, we've had parents question about, well, so that, you know, my child isn't going to be a mathematician, you know, is that... But the important thing is it's about how they learn. It's a process of learning, not necessarily what they learn, but it's how they learn. And so they approach things differently. There's more of a combination, interdisciplinary kind of teaching that goes on. So it's just a different way of learning, and it's a national initiative that we're bringing into Owatonna, and we think it's a very exciting thing for us.
It is, and I have heard a lot of talk about it. Does it continue beyond the elementary and the 6th grade?
Well, 6th grade and then 7th grade, and we're trying to phase it in. So our 7th grade enrollment right now is in excess of 120 students.
All right.
So, you know, that's pretty much on target as well. And then, of course, as you can imagine, the following year we'll have 7th and 8th grade, which will then lead us naturally into all of the different options for our students in the senior high school. So even in difficult times, we're really trying to increase the rigor and provide additional opportunities and options for our students. And it's a difficult task, and we get questioned on that, but it's something important for us to do.
Okay, that is very interesting. We'll see how that pans out. Just roughly, how many students are in our district overall? You mentioned
about 4,900.
About 4,900 throughout the school district.
And we're holding firm. We get that question, you know, and we're holding pretty firm. We've got some good, strong elementary enrollments. So, you know, I don't expect that we'll see any kind of significant drop-off. And with the economy changing, we expect and hope that that we'll have an increase as the economy turns around.
Okay. Just a quick question, and only because this is, I hear more about it at home. We have a sophomore. Are we going to, other than the 4-period day, for certain at the Owatonna High School?
Well, actually, no. The board tonight at its meeting this Monday on the 26th, I'm just asking them to direct us, if you will, the administration, to set up a study committee. Okay. Parents and students will be involved in that and look at the many options that are out there. There's been a lot of misrepresentation of the 4-period day, its values, and so I think it's important to kind of get that under our belt.
To have the conversations.
To have the conversations.
Certainly. Well, that is a lot of good information, and we have adequately filled up the time that we have available for us today, but we certainly enjoy having you on, and we look forward to having you back again in the near future and giving us a little update on how all these discussions are going. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks very much.
All right. We'll take a break for our Owatonna Today Show supporters, and we will be right back.
I'm Diane Wilson of Profinium Financial, the bank that helps you achieve your financial dreams. Profinium Financial is proud to be a supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
The Owatonna Police Department would like to remind you to drive safely this winter season. Clear all snow and ice from your vehicle's windows before driving on the road. Turn on your headlights to increase your visibility to other drivers. Reduce your speed to match the road conditions. Increase the distance between you and the vehicle ahead of you. Approach all intersections with caution as if they were slippery. Doing these simple things will decrease your chances of becoming involved in a fender bender this winter season.
Hello, I'm Matthew Camp, the new plastic surgeon at Mayo Clinic Health System of Owatonna and Albert Lea. I trained in medical school at Wake Forest in North Carolina and completed plastic surgery training in Southern California at Loma Linda. Plastic surgeons provide a wide range of aesthetic and reconstructive surgery. We operate from head to toe. I look forward to meeting you.
Deb Bednar with Summit Mortgage, and I'm a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
I needed more than just another dead-end job. I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
With the kids off to college, I decided it was time for me to go back to work and express myself.
Express got me in touch with some really great companies. Now I'm on my way to a great career.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Welcome back, and thanks again for joining us here on this Monday, March 26th. Dave Effertz is with us for TPS Insurance. How are you, sir?
I'm great. How are you?
We had a little banter going back and forth, and with all that talk with Superintendent Tom Tapper, I know he was giving you a little bit of grief. Mm-hmm. We're on a topic we're going to talk about, so we may just dish it right back at him, even though he didn't get a chance to do it to you. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. Everything's going well.
Well, thank you for being one of our show supporters. We do very much appreciate it, and things are going well at the business.
Things are going great. We got a very good staff, hungry, energetic. We got a new agency management system that's making us more efficient and less of an IT thing for me to manage
Okay.
and easier to access everywhere. So we're super excited about where we're going.
All right, and just to remind people where you're located, Dave?
We're located on 285 18th Street Southeast in the corner of Hartle and 18th, right across from the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
We're an independent insurance agency that sell all kinds of insurance, commercial lines, personal lines, with the home, auto, business, health, life, all kinds of products.
Okay, are your parents still involved?
They
Actively
are.
in the business or less so these days?
I'm sorry, my phone's ringing here. I forgot to put that on. Hello? Yeah, no, I'm fine. I got nothing going on. Yeah, what do you, oh yeah, I'd be happy to quote your homeowner's rates, yeah. Well, you got a high increase, so lots of people are getting huge increases right now. It's kind of that 10 to 20% normal. It's not just your carrier. The whole state is taking a big hit right now. It used to be a pretty safe place to write business, but there's been a lot of claims that have been happening lately. You know, for every dollar that's been coming in premium, they're paying out about $1.51. So, yeah, but well, actually, I probably should get back to this. But let me get your phone number. Okay. All right. No, I got it. I'll call you back. All right. Thanks. Sorry. I should have turned that off.
I didn't even hear it ring. You must have it on vibrate,
It's on
but you got it
vibrate
close by
mode,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, that was important. It was
Well,
important.
you know, my clients always come first.
They do. Nice to know. We're not important. But obviously that speaks to a little bit about what's happening in the insurance business too, on a very real note.
Yep.
You've got people calling you asking about what's going on, and there you are to provide the information.
Well, absolutely.
At any time. You don't answer it when you're in the bathroom. No, I don't want to know. Never mind. I didn't ask that question.
We can't
There
get
are
away from it, can we?
No, sometimes we can't. It's hopefully not a 24-hour-a-day business, because you have a young family, don't
We do,
you?
yep.
Yeah. And you and Kathy, and your kids are how old?
10 and 9.
Oh,
So,
how fun.
fun
Having
ages.
a lot of fun.
Yep.
Exactly, on a more personal note. But we also wanted to talk about a little bit historical in nature, too, and you've actually brought a book so we can illustrate and have some show and tell. It is
Absolutely.
an anniversary
Yeah,
for your
we're
company.
celebrating our 100th anniversary this year.
Amazing.
It's very big, and we're happy and proud to keep that tradition going. My dad moved to town in 1973, and he's been involved in the agency in the mid-'70s, and it's a family operation right now, but we've kind of kept the core founders of the carrier. But if I could just kind of, this is from the 150th anniversary, the celebration here.
Sesquicentennial.
The sesquicentennial. You know, and we've only got a paragraph that's in here, but I thought I could quickly read that. Tincher Peterson in Sincock was founded by Klein Tincher in 1912 and was called C.A. Tincher Insurance. Oscar Peterson came to the agency during the Depression circa 1932, and the company moved to an office in what is now the Wells Fargo Bank. Ty Sincock came to Owatonna, joined the agency in 1947, stayed until 1977. Andy Wolf joined the agency in 1968 and purchased the interest of Oscar Peterson. Thomas Effertz, that's my dad, joined the firm in 1975 and purchased the interest of Ty Sincock. In 1984, the agency moved to its present location, which we talked about, at 285 18th Street Southeast. So you can see a picture of Ty Sincock, very involved in the community, very involved with the fair. And I don't know if Leanne already zoomed down below, but there's the rates that were kind of circa right about
there, if you can.
over here.
Automobile insurance, and what do we have? I can't even see them. Those are annual rates?
I don't know if those are 6-month rates or...
6-month rates? In any case.
Yeah. They're a little more expensive right now. And we'll still insure a Studebaker if you want. We could put that in a classic car
There you
category,
go.
But,
so we could still do that. Isn't that
yeah.
something? It is so fun to look back at historical documents like this.
Yes.
And look at prices and think about history. And I would guess that, as you said, was that Mr. Sincock that started it, was very active in the community. And it sounds like as it's changed ownership and partners and things like that, that's been very common. I know you've been very involved. Your parents have been very involved in the community, and I think that's also a tradition that seems to have held
But we
through the
want
100
to
years.
build on what they put in place too, and that brand identity that's already there and established. So we're very happy to be part of that.
Okay, all right.
And you know, this book, you were part of this service.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the whole Sesquicentennial. That's available at the library.
When I was at the chamber. It's an amazing book. For some reason, it just resurfaced at our house. I mean, it's something that you don't look at all the time, but it's there. And we started looking at those same things just within the last week, and it's so fun to take a look at all the historical businesses and renditions of things there. We were talking a little bit, and here's where I'm going to get to the ribbing with Dr. Tapper, but he was, I had asked Dave before we started whether he had any big events planned, and he said not really for the 100th anniversary, and he was very careful not to commit to anything here because you might be held to it. But he was thinking you should have a dunk tank.
Yeah.
So I don't know, is that looking like something you might think about anyway?
Well, he mentioned it, so I think we're going to have to do it. And we're going to have to put Dr. Tapper in the dunk tank, too.
Well, he said if you really wanted to, raise some funds for a good cause or something, we could probably put him in the dunk tank, and you'd really...
I think if we put my dad in there, we'd have long enough line already for that. But, no, we could tie it in with Fair Week, and, I can see big things happening.
Well, and you're a great exposure for Fair Week, too, and softball season and all that stuff coming up. So people, you could do it numerous times.
I haven't talked to Tom about this yet, but I think it's going to be a big hit.
So what else is happening in the insurance world?
Insurance world, we're going to keep tabs on health insurance at the Supreme Court level here. A lot of the insurers right now are just trying to proceed forward that nothing's going to be changed here. There's just a lot of ambiguity right now, and we're kind of wondering where we're going to have a role in the industry and how things are going to be. So keep tabs on that. Obviously, they're not going to have an announcement coming out probably till June, but it's kind of a big week of discussion on that topic.
I have to compliment, is it Jen on your staff? Jennifer?
We got Jennifer, we got Lynn.
Well, and this is just one instance that I had, but I needed to refer somebody for a real estate question.
Okay.
And so I gave her a call.
Jennifer.
Yes.
Jennifer Mensner.
And she, without hesitation, oh, sure, I'll answer your questions.
Yes.
And, I referred my client to her to talk a little bit further about it. There was not really, and I don't mean to say that you're out there to provide all sorts of great free information, at no...
No, absolutely. That's what we do.
Exactly. But there was no promise that business was going to come to your business, and she was wonderful, and in fact, they have written a policy with that, and I was just so pleased. And I know that, I know that...
So you probably called our general phone number.
I called the general phone number.
We all have individual voicemail extensions, but we've made a big point, and my dad's wanted this, and I think it's a great thing to keep going too, is that a secretary answers the phone, a person.
Very nice. And I was able then to explain who I was, why I was calling, not for me, but for somebody else. Oh, she said that would be Jen, and I'll give you Jen, and you can talk to her.
A big enough firm that we're going to have somebody there to help you with
I just have to compliment her, and I'm sure other members of your staff. It's just that that's my particular touch point at this time, and she did such a great job. I just need you to know that she handled it very well and gave them all the information that they needed, and they were hearing some conflicting. Well, I heard, I have a friend, and this and that, and so I know that whenever that kind of thing happens, I'll say, I can't tell you. I'm going to go to the expert. I'm going to go to the tax advisor. I'm going to go to the insurance person. That's who we have to go to get that information, and she handled it very well. So thanks, Jen. That was very nice of you.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, so great service. And you have on staff, Jen, and who else then?
Along with helping her is Tiffany Arndt,
okay.
And she's been doing very well too. We've got Christy Mullard in the office, Bonnie Ebner. Those are kind of our core support staff and just the brains behind the operation, really.
And do they operate in certain areas, like when I said Jen and real estate?
Jen and Tiffany would be kind of more on the personal line side of things, and then Christy and Bonnie be working on the commercial lines side of things. We've got Lynn Gorsk, who I mentioned, because I might have been talking about health insurance. She deals with our benefits. She's our benefits specialist, but deals with a lot of individual and life insurance as well. And then we've got other agents too. My dad obviously is still involved, and my mom is very involved as well. My Uncle George, and then Jeff Hansen, who we've had for quite some time now. But he was an underwriter for Federated Insurance for 10 years and had a really good background on the commercial side of things as well. So.
And yourself.
And myself.
And there you are. And that is a great group of people. I think you've really put together a great staff over the years.
I'll get along.
Sounds like everybody has their
second extended family.
Nice. That's how it happens, isn't it, in a small family-run business? Well, again, we thank you so much for being a show supporter and for being here in the community and continuing the longevity. It is so nice to see a company go through all that evolution and still be here 100 years later and doing such a great job and be involved in the community.
I got a call to take. Can I get?
Do you? All right, you can take your call because the time's up, and we thank TPS Insurance Dave Effertz. Thanks so much for being with us.
Appreciate
We'll take a break for our supporters so he can take his phone call, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Jake with Napa Auto Parts.
Napa has the know-how for all your automotive needs.
Napa is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
The Owatonna Care Center is excited to announce our new partnership with Dr. Middle and Dr. Wilcox of Long-Term Care Professionals. This partnership ensures that residents can be seen right here at the Owatonna Care Center when needed. With the special on-site care long-term care professionals will be delivering to our facility, our goal is to decrease hospital visits and ensure special one-on-one care for each resident. Long-term care professionals and the Owatonna Care Center are dedicated to improving the clinical management for our residents, ensuring that they receive the highest quality of care.
Did you know that it is illegal in the city of Owatonna to host or allow a gathering where minors will be consuming alcoholic beverages on your property or in your residence? Did you know it is illegal to provide minors with alcohol unless they are your own kids, in your own home, and you are present? Underage drinking leads to increased risks of future chemical dependency, engaging in more serious criminal activity, and becoming a victim of a crime. Please help keep our kids and our community safe by not encouraging, hosting, or allowing underage drinking. This is a message from the Owatonna Police Department and the Safe and Drug-Free Coalition of Steele County.
Welcome back. It's time to wrap up the program here on this Monday, March 26th. A few announcements. Very important time of the year for some students who are looking at going for scholarships, and we have a few entities that would like us to mention. The Owatonna Arts Scholarship. The Arts Center is taking applications for their scholarship. It's open to any 2012 Steele County High School graduate who lives in Steele County or is a graduate from a high school in Steele County. The applicant must be furthering their education in one or more of the following professional or educational degrees in either visual arts, communication, dance, drama, literature, or music. Interested individuals can go online and download the application at www.oacarts.org, so that's oacarts.org, and those applications need to be in by March 31st. So you've got just a little bit of time if you haven't heard about this one, and you or someone you know of would be a good candidate for that. Owatonna Hospital Auxiliary, we've mentioned this one before. They are accepting their applications for students planning or attending a college, university, or graduate healthcare program. In order to qualify, a student must show a financial need, pursue a career in healthcare, and live within Steele County. Their applications are also due by March 31st. So again, get a hold of the Owatonna Hospital Auxiliary or your career center at your high school. Little Theater of Owatonna has their 2012 Vita Alexander LTO scholarships. Details and forms are available through littletheaterofowatonna.org, or again, career centers at your Steele County high schools or Owatonna High School. I think it's probably all area high schools. Yes, as far as I know, and you can go to their website or career center for more information. That scholarship is due and needs to be postmarked by Monday, April 2nd, so that one's on the heels of the other. An Owatonna Foundation scholarship has $15,000 available to students planning technical careers in non-four-year programs at technical community colleges. You can get more information by calling Jill Holmes at 455-3059, 455-3059, and I'm guessing they have information at the career centers as well at the area high schools. Riverbend Summer Camp registration is now open for their camps going on all through the summer. They are many and varied for kids from younger to older, and you can give them a call at 332-7151 for more information. That'll wrap up our program for today. On Wednesday, we'll have a legislative update with Representative Corey Kath, and we'll also be talking about the Steele County Historical Society lecture series, so please join us then.